Hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age, and in this episode I'll be changing the timeline from the day, or the original day that Yggdrasil fell, where I will save countless lives that were once lost in the original timeline when Yggdrasil fell. However, through doing so, defeating Jasper and Mordegon early, one oversight from one of the events in Act 2 will allow a new villain to emerge, as by killing Mordegon early there is nothing to stop this new villain from emerging. And so I'm going to stay on the matter. I'm going to let the stream and the gameplay and the story do the rest of the talking. So without further ado, let's get it. So the cutscene with the orbs is going to stay the same, but the one with Jasper I think will be a bit different. Well, no, I think it stays the same. It's just when you beat Jasper, things go differently, and Mordegon gets confused and tries to find a different way to stop you.
Well, there's no mistaking it. This is the altar.
So we'll skip this. We've already seen it. If you want reminding, it just creates a rainbow bridge that gets you into Yggdrasil. Here we are again. You get one more chance to get this shit. So yeah, now that you know Veronica died here in the original timeline, of course, this song is much more impactful. But of course, we're going to stop that this time. We aren't going to allow Veronica to die. We ain't going to allow most of the population to die at the hands of Mordegon this time. We're going to stop it. Things will change. As I said, one oversight. Going to allow a new villain to merge. Hello, Richard. Hope you're good. I've seen most of your stream now, because I tried to just fit it in whenever I could. Anyway, here we go. So I'm going to let this play out. Obviously most of it will be the same, but some things will be a bit different this time round. In fact, I can't even skip it anyway.
So this is the heart of Yggdrasil.
Good.
Strange. I feel like I've been here before.
Funny that, Jade. You have.
I know what you mean. It's weirdly familiar.
So yeah, this is the only hint that you get that they kind of, sense
it is the source of all life. I guess that makes sense.
So this implies that Yggdrasil is aware of time travel. You've got to remember, Phantom remembers exactly how this cutscene works, so after Sylvando does that,
Well, that's not very
Phantom originally walks up to it to grab it, and then Jasper, bang, fireball. Well, black fire.
Aye, and so it should. I doubt the World Tree would let any but the one who bears her mark near her holiest of holies. After all, only he can wield the weapon destined to dispel the darkness. The Sword of Light. Now, laddie, it's time to reach into the heart of Yggdrasil and claim your birthright.
This is where things start to change.
Only you can do it. Only you can save our world.
And now this line, he said originally, kind of had a meaning to it, but now it literally does have a meaning to it. Phantom has to change the outcome of this in order to save the world, to save everybody's life, to save Veronica's life. Because so many people died on the original day that Yggdrasil fell, so Phantom don't want that. Anyway, I'll shut up. The stream won't be too long anyway, so... Anyway, I believe Phantom looks behind because he remembers what comes up next. He remembers what happens now. again. reflection.
How in the... Damn you, Jasper. How did you find us? Find you? Did you witless vermin not realize I was following you all along?
So they actually had to do new lines because they had to do it. Whoever the Eric Foy actor is, obviously had to do it a bit gasping because before he said that line, Jasper wounded them, but not this time. So this is what happens. So I believe I just have to stand quadra slashing this fight.
Now, princess. Such boorish behavior hardly befits one of your station. Do you not see that you are utterly powerless to stop me?
Back in Act 1, mate, but now... not gonna work, my friend. This time we dispelled it.
My powers. Repelled. But how? Wait. That sword. Very impressive. But it will take more than a showy new weapon to defeat me.
So he knows that that's connected to darkness, so he's like, oh shit.
Come, Luminary. All of you.
He's using the power of
Prepare
darkness
for
against
the
me.
end.
What a clever lad.
The Tree of Life shall be your place of death.
Of course, this has stayed the same, but this time you win it. This is so clever. Damn. I just love how you come back to this fire. You just completely turn the tables on. Jasper and Morrigan ain't getting away with this time. So there we go. So we're gonna sack you. Look, Veronica's back. Her first move again. Go on, Veronica. Of course, damage in terms of level stats won't be high, but in terms of the weapon, it will be quite high. Of course, Serena's got a regular hair again. She hasn't got it. So he's just going to keep on doing that, which means that I can't do anything to him until I break his barrier again. So as I said, this is why you don't get quadra slash in Act 1. This is why Morrigan and Jasper did whatever they could to stop him from going to this kind of and block it up. Because it had the power of doing this. But anyway, we've got Frizzle. She's going to get a big spell after this anyway, but... Jasper. Just love the power that is emanating off that sword.
Oh, goody.
I like how they level up as well. That doesn't really matter though, but hey hey. Look at these basic bloody things. Like Rab has it connecting all the way across, and all the way across at the bottom as well. I mean, it gives you a good chance to see just how much the board's changed, to be fair.
No, this cannot be. I cannot be defeated.
Oh, shame, Jasper.
I cannot disappoint my master.
I believe Hendrik comes in now. Of course, remember this is Morrigan inside King
What do
Carnelian.
we have here?
What has Jasper led us into? What happened here?
Your pal showed his true colours. That's what happened. He's no servant of Heliodor. He's sold his soul to the forces of evil.
The Luminary is not your enemy. It was Jasper all along.
Curse you.
So this is how you repay your king? With treachery?
So he says that line, but of course it's in a different scenario now. Quite clever. Because that's when Hendrik went to charge and then he gets whacked.
Master, help me.
So Mordegon just kills him. Just keep his cover for now.
Faithless cur! You would dare to betray me? Betray your kingdom? Death is more than you deserve.
So that proves that he only really used Jasper to gain power. He didn't actually really care about him.
I am grateful to you, Hendrik. If you had not brought me here, I may never have learned the truth. If not for your intervention, who knows how long it might have continued? Who knows how much damage might have been wrought?
So I believe the following boss fight, Hendrik's like a fifth party member with you.
I was merely doing my duty,
rejoins the
sire.
party, you know.
I only wish he had been unmasked sooner.
It seems I owe you an apology. I have visited a grave injustice upon you. It was Jasper who spoke of the Dark Spawn, who poisoned me against you. I see now that all this was merely part of his wicked scheme.
So of course Mordegon is trying to lie again, because of course he doesn't... He's confused as to how Jasper was defeated, but he doesn't know that Phantom's been given hindsight. Of course nobody else knows.
Father!
Jade! My beloved daughter. How is it that I did not see
Of course he only
her?
knew it was Jade because
Today is
people
a
probably
day of surprises indeed.
well, back
Come.
when he first went into King
Let me
Connor's
look at
body,
you.
of course he mentioned that Jade died along. So this man's like, don't do it, Jade. He's gonna kill you.
You have suffered greatly, Lord Robert. The fall of Yggdrasil and all that has happened since were tragic events indeed. But it is time to put them behind us and face the future. Would you not agree?
Sorry, Your Majesty, but I'll be putting nothing behind me until I've dealt with the cause of it all. Mordegon.
Ah, yes. Mordegon. Doubtless Jasper bent the knee to that fiend.
Yeah.
I see now that he is the source of the evil that afflicts our world. No doubt, he is out there even as we speak. Lying low,
Oh, the irony.
biding his time. But we have the Luminary on our side. Now, you must claim the Sword of Light. The sacred power of Yggdrasil is
Yeah,
your
he's trying to
birthright.
improvise. He's trying
Take
to
it.
change how...
It is long past time.
He's gonna... At this point I thought, right, he's gonna try and get Phantom while he has his back turned to grab the sword. He's gonna try and improv. Mordegon remains at large. He is the cause of all this chaos. Get Luminary and claim the Sword of Light. Only this great weapon can end the Lord of Shadow's reign. Jasper, why would a sworn knight of Heliodor sell his soul to the darkness? What could have possibly been worth such a price? Been looking forward to seeing my father again for so long. It doesn't feel like I thought it would. I just can't seem to relax around him. So Jade has senses him. I'm sorry, Phantom, but I don't think I'm quite ready for a happy reunion just yet. After all those years apart, there's a big gap to close. So it was Jasper who was Mordegon's man on the inside all along, eh? I don't think there's any doubt of it after what we just saw. We may not know where Mordegon's hiding himself, but when we do, the Sword of Light help us finish the job. Go on, laddie, head on over to the heart and claim your birthright. Of course, Phantom's just got to play possum. We can't give it away. The Servant of Darkness is defeated. Now all we have to do is defeat the Master. It seems our adventure is fast approaching its grand finale. Sorry, Serena, but that's not the case. We just need to find out where Mordegon is hiding. If only Jasper was still alive, perhaps he might have been able to tell us. They haven't questioned how, like, Phantom managed to intercept all of Jasper's moves, you know, like, as if he did know, because he does know. Wow, that Jasper really had it in for us, didn't he? It's a miracle we made it out of that battle alive. It's a good job you spotted him when you did. If you hadn't blocked that spell he slung at you, goodness knows what would have happened. Oh, that Jasper guy was the worst. But why climb all the way up here to try and finish us off? Why didn't he attack us down on the ground? There was so much I wanted to ask him. Then old King C decided to make himself judge, jury and executioner. Ugh, no, I'll never know. Of course we know that he'd used it to get to the sword and destroy Yggdrasil, but anyway. When Jasper fired that first spell at us, I thought we were done for. We would have been if it wasn't for you. Not to mention that crazy sword of yours. Where did you get that thing anyway? Whatever it was, you won't be taking it back anytime soon. It's shattered into a zillion pieces. Anyway, now we go. I just want to do that as extra context. Phantom knows he's safe because Mordegon can't go in here without power to because of course he only managed to grab the Sword of Light at the end of Act 1 because he stole that orb out of Phantom's heart, which is what provides the power.
It is beautiful. Magnificent. May I take a closer look?
So Phantom's going to again play along, but be careful with it. Right, remember that Darkling, it followed Phantom back in time. So as a result, well basically the Darkling's connected to the... Good acting, yeah.
What was that?
Brilliant acting. Fantastic. Definitely not suspicious.
Well, no matter. Now that we have the sword, let us return to Heliodor. We must celebrate your triumph.
Okay.
Wait! You're inviting us back to the castle.
But of course, Lord Robert. You are the defenders of Yggdrasil, the unmaskers of the traitor Jasper. Your great deeds deserve recognition.
So again, Mordegon's trying to improvise again.
Well, Luminary, I trust that you will take me up on my invitation.
The Phantom played along again. He has to find a way to get Mordegon to show his true colours to everybody without anybody suffering.
I have wronged you, but in time I will make amends. I swear it.
So of course, if things didn't go to shit at the end of Act 1, he would have said that to Phantom, and then when Phantom met up with him after the events, of course Phantom would have known he was willing to, but of course now Hendrik can do it, you know, willingly without, you know,
we will go ahead and begin the preparations.
You know,
we look forward to welcoming you in Heliodor.
There we go. Off we go to Heliodor. I believe you can come back to Yggdrasil whenever you want. I don't ever bother, but, you know. So once I have done well, I'm going to say, I mean, it's probably obvious at this point, you face Mordegon. And then once you face him, that oversight I mentioned, I don't want to say what it is, but if you think about, if you haven't seen or played before, you should be able to figure out where the problem lies. You know, so yeah, now we've got the Super Sword of Light, a shining symbol of hope for Erdrea, whose blessed blade can do away with evil auras. Big boy weapon. keep. I need to be careful. I need to keep stuff for Hendrik as well. Let's not have that. Here we go. It seems the king is hosting someone rather important up at the castle. I wonder who it would be. If you're interested, you should head up there yourself. Go straight up this road. Yep, blah blah blah. I mean, I guess it's the only justifiable king speech bubble because you may forget. I mean, you should do, of course. I haven't been here since part 2 and 3. Damn, it's been a long time. It's been going on. Here's good old Dirk. Haven't spoken to him since part 3. Strike a light. It's you, Eric's new best pal. It's good to see you alive and well. If you plan on heading up to the castle, make sure they don't chuck you in the dungeons again, won't you? Why, hello, charmed, I'm sure. One is lucky enough to be married to the magnificent Dirk. He has told us such an awful lot about you. One understands that the king has personally invited you to the castle. Dirk seems rather more excited about it than you are. Here we go. So there's going to be a quest, I think, no, 2 quests in downtown Heliodor after this, because of course that no longer existed at Act 2 and you didn't have a quest there, but no, you can have a quest there. Anyway, it's only been 21 minutes, but this is the second and final part. Mercy is waiting for you. Get to frame you, head up these stairs and go straight ahead. Let's get it. Because last time I came here I got chucked out instantly. And I believe I can use that hit secret passage to go into the dungeon area. I get a few enemies, I mean, well, yeah. There's going to be enemies of course scattered around every area again, but yeah, this is going to play out a bit differently this time. Of course last time I did this, it wasn't very good. I love how Phantom just plays along. Yeah, as I said, you may notice it was super Sword of Black and Sword of Light.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you in the manner you deserve at last. To think, I once thought ill of you. Saw you as a harbinger of calamity. Called you unconscionable things. More truly, Jasper cast a most malign shadow. I owe you a great deal. You have revealed the traitor.
I wouldn't be able to
in
do
our
this
midst,
because I'd end up bloody
and
losing it and
returned my
just being like,
daughter
yeah, you're a liar, and then just expose him and then fuck it up.
As a small token of my appreciation, I have arranged for some special visitors. Hendrik, if you would.
Yes, sir.
Of course, the Cobblestonians. And as we know in the beginning of Act 2, he said they were locked up and killed because Hendrik.
Oh, there you are at last. We've been dying to see you. I was so worried about you. I heard all these horrible stories. I thought you might be.
So again, that's exactly what she says when you arrive at the last bastion and see her. I mean, it's so clever. They use the same lines despite being a different scenario. It's just so accurate. I didn't really notice it properly last time, so I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realise it was the same lines. But
right after you left the village, this horrible man called Jasper came with all these soldiers. I'll never forget his eyes. They were so cold.
exactly the same.
He ordered us all to gather in the middle of the village, and then he told his men to kill us all. But Sir Hendrik came to the rescue. He showed up just in the nick of time and told Jasper to let us live.
So that would have been between the time that Hunter and Eric went downtown,
They
back to
still locked us
Heliodor,
up in the
back to downtown,
castle,
then through
but
Heliodor,
at least we were safe.
Cobblestone, which was empty.
And then they came and told us you weren't a baddie after all, and let us go.
We've been through an awful lot, love. But from what I hear, so have you. I'm proud of you. And so is your granddad, I'm sure.
Good old Chalky.
Now let us begin the festivities at last. A banquet worthy of our saviour awaits. From this day forth, none shall doubt the luminary. He shall be honoured, celebrated, adored.
Phantom's companion for the guests of honour at a banquet the likes of which Heliodor has never seen. The singing, dancing and merriment has last long into the night. Then at last the revellers retire to bed. Which is where Carnelian tries, well, Carnelian / Mordigan tries, you know, to strike a separate plan. Because of course he doesn't realise that Phantom is going to outsmart him, because he's not a fool, and he now has hindsight. Of course, we never got to see these areas like this in Act 2, because everything was bloody broken, but here we go. Goodness me, if it's an luminary, couldn't you have better places to be than a hot, sweaty kitchen? If I were you, I'd head to the banquet hall and get ready for the meal of a lifetime. I've never seen the cook so fired up. Of course, this is all just done on purpose. In a way to just try and assassinate everybody. There's all the Cobblestonians. And they're catching up. Hey, you look pretty wiped out, Phantom. Well, I guess you don't get a banquet thrown in your honour every day. If you want to crash, you should grab a guest room upstairs. I heard they were on the west side of the castle. It's great seeing you all me mucker here again. And you know you don't have to skulk around trying to not get spoilt no more. Yep, now the king's gone and pardoned you, you don't have to worry about being slung back in the cells. You're free as birds, the both of you, and I couldn't be happier. Oh yes. I remember meeting young Jasper for the first time, you know. Oh, it was way back before you were born. He seemed like a nice enough young lad. I wonder where it all went wrong. What foul force could have pulled him towards the dark path, I wonder. Jealousy. Unfathomable hatred, which was not needed. I just want you to know, we may have fulfilled our duty in taking you to Yggdrasil, but that doesn't mean Serena and I are just going to go home now. We're not going anywhere until Mordigan's finally been taught a lesson. We've been talking about the first time we met you, Phantom. We both thought the same thing, that we'd met you before, a long, long time ago. It's strange, isn't it? And that's because I am the descendant of Erdwin, and he's a descendant of Serenica. Of course. Yeah, of course, Sylvando putting on a show. There you are, Phantom darling. The people of Heliodor are such a scream. I can't remember the last time I had so much fun. Come on, why don't you show them your moves? It's a party, don't be shy now. I was so worried about you, Phantom. I'm so glad you made it back safe and sound. I just hope that one day, you know, once we're all gone home to Cobblestone and rebuilt everything, I hope we can, that you and me can. I'll just be rambling on. Ignore me, Phantom. I'm just being silly and selfish. I knew you have far more important things to be worrying about than me. I'll stop whimpering on. She was about to make a confession. About to say that she hopes that Phantom and her can marry. But of course, yeah. There's Sandy. Oh dear. Anyway, in here, where do we go? One is rather fiercely tempted to have a little sit on the throne. Hero of legend, long have I waited, thy coming. Never dream of actually attempting such a thing. Of course, Sir Hendrik would have me thrown in the cells and the key thrown in the moat. Now let's grab a guest room. So, how was the banquet? Did you have fun? I've been speaking to my father, but I won't lie to you. Something doesn't feel quite right. I mean, after all these years, I suppose that's not surprising, but still. I'm sorry, this really isn't anything you need to worry about, Phantom. You should turn in for the night. There's a bed in the room right through here. Of course, again, he's just got to play dumb. Play possum. So if memory serves, he tries to pull a Macbeth on King Duncan, if you know the story of Macbeth. And Carnelian tries to kill him in his sleep, whilst also trying to grab the sword. this Darkling is stopping it from happening, because the Darkling has another plan in mind, which you'll see once Mordenkainen's plans are foiled.
What is this? Why can I not touch the sword? Surely, it cannot be. Accursed luminary! Give it to me! Give me the sword of light! It belongs to me!
What's going on in here?
Princess, what is the meaning of this?
I knew it. You're not my father. Look at you. You're a monster, not a man.
You're blight, are you? I had a feeling in my waters that something wasn't quite right with you, Carnelian.
So this whole thing was a sham? The banquet, the speeches? Wow, that's cold. So who are you?
Come on, Eric, don't play dumb.
He disappeared.
Oi, you! Stop skulking in the shadows! Come out and show your stupid face!
Something tells me he won't have gone far. Quick, let's search the castle.
I believe you go to the throne room. And Hendrik swears his loyalty. Who have I served all these years? Not a man, but a monster. So, of course, Hendrik said that he was willing to help by this point. So he said there was nothing to worry about getting him back on my side. Of course, they had to figure out some way to still get Hendrik to There was all this noise coming from the guest rooms, and Sandy jumped up and ran off towards the throne room. Normally she wouldn't say boo to a goose. That's just what happened to her. Well then. Bring it on, Mordenkainen. Time to kill you. In your original state this time, bitch.
Giving us the runaround, you. We've got you cornered. Now let the king go and show us your true form, fiend.
Unmasked at last. I have been enjoying Carnelian's hospitality since the day Yggdrasil fell. But the game ends here. I have wasted too much time already waiting for you to lead me to the Sword of Light, and since I was unable to steal it from you, it seems I must take it by force. Very well. Come to Mordenkainen like good little lambs and die.
That annoying mission is very annoying. Within the fire, as you'll see.
Mordenkainen, so it's you. I've waited years for this day to come.
Not only Jasper, but His Majesty too. Your deception shall not go unpunished, devil.
So he fights as a
You have been a serviceable puppet over the years, Hendrik. But it is time you joined your wretched kinfolk in hell.
You mean it was you? You who massacred my people?
It was all you, wasn't it? The destruction of Yggdrasil. The family's torn apart. You've stolen so much from so many, and now you're going to pay.
I stand with you, Luminary. My loved ones, my countrymen, they must be avenged.
I'm with you too. This is the guy who's had it in for you all this time, right? Let's show him who he's been messing with.
your power, that I may rule over this world unopposed.
Here we go.
Shadows, hear me!
Some sinister sounds. The Gigagash is so much better to use.
I hope this helps.
I like how Hendrik just fight by your side in this one. It's quite awkward with everybody in the state they are. But hey hey. I'll try a sap. Will it work on what we're going to do? One more. Goodbye. And then I'll start healing everybody. Falcon. Probably should have healed before. Anyway. Three detrimental ones have been reversed. Detrimental. She's dead.
Thank goodness.
There we go.
Not bad.
Very nice.
I just keep getting
I
better.
think I'll have to do everybody's character builder up again as well after this. But hey hey. Yeet. Nah. He sees the dark thing and he recognises it.
I see. So be it. But do not think that you are the only one who has defied the flow of time.
So Mordegon just worked out, just from seeing that Darkling, that Phantom, defied the flow of time. And what he means by that is, well, there's one more villain, even stronger than Mordegon, out there. And his name is, I'm not going to say. Mordegon just thinks it's funny. Who that is, of course. Mordegon got rid of him last time, but now it's not going to work. Anyway.
Father! Father, are you all right?
Right. Jade. Can it really be you? Have I been dreaming? The last I remember is the attack on Yggdrasil. After that, all is black. Wait, Mark! The child. The luminary. But you were a mere babe in arms when I last saw you. There is clearly much we need to discuss, but you must forgive me. I'm still feeling rather faint.
Father, you mustn't overexert yourself. Come on, let's get you to bed. I need to look after him. We'll meet here again tomorrow, all right?
Yes, Jade, yes. We're going about 40 minutes now, I think. Yeah.
Oof, those two are going to have a lot to catch up on, huh? A lot.
Word soon spreads through the castle that King Carnelian has been under the spell of an evil demon. While the king recovers, Phantom and his companions get some much needed rest. Then, that evening. And you should, if you haven't seen or played this before, you should know exactly what the problem is. Because what did the Darkling go after before? That's right, Erdwin's lantern. But this time, there's no Mordegon to stop Erdwin lantern from crashing. But of course, it was an oversight because Phantom probably thought... Erdwin's lantern only came out because of what happened with Yggdrasil. But no. We're about to find out the truth, that it was going to come down either way. You know, what if we go back in time and thwarting the malevolent machinations of the scheming sorcerer Mordegon? Morning, Phantom. Hope you slept well. Princess Jade wanted me to tell you that the king needs to speak to you. They'll be waiting for you in the throne room, apparently. Hope it's good news. We've had enough bad news to last us last time. Wherever it is, you can walk in there with your head held high. I'm proud of you. We all are. Have the monsters changed it? Oh no, they haven't. They will do very, very soon. It's so exciting. You're off to meet the real king. Well, remember to mind your P's and Q's. Hey, only kidding. I'm sure you'll be fine. Oh, what can I say? My little soldier's done his old mum proud again. Now, run along to see the king. Your granddad will be looking down on you from heaven with a big smile on his face, I'm sure. Here we go. This is technically the proper start to the post game now.
I know the truth now. Hard as it was to swallow. The things I did while under the monster's spell are almost too terrible to contemplate. If not for you, this kingdom, no, this entire world would have been turned to ashes.
Yes, my friend.
All would have been lost to Mordegon.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
A true hero stands among us. Adria is eternally in your debt. You are a worthy heir to the legendary Erdwin. Truly, you are the luminary, our light, and our hope.
We really did it, huh?
Mm-hmm. What's the matter, Veronica? I don't know. I just welled up all of a sudden. I'm just glad to be here with all of you, I suppose.
Of course, she's done that instinctively because she's not supposed to be here right now. By this point, she was supposed to be dead. So she doesn't know that. So she doesn't understand that that's why she is crying. Of course, they did that. Just to remind you.
But where else would you be, you silly thing?
Of course.
You're right. I'm being stupid. Sorry. Thank you for everything.
No problem, Veronica. You got me back, my friend. However, of course, nothing is Sunshine and Roses in RPGs until the end anyway. There is the Timekeeper. The only other being that knows that time is anyway.
What's going on?
I sense something awful. Something truly, truly evil. But where is it coming from?
What was it Mordigan said just before he died? Something about not being the only one who defied the flow of time, right? But what did he mean?
Well, the only thing I get from that is that this villain came from the Age of Heroes to this point.
You must come quickly!
But in the original timeline failed because Mordigan stopped him. But this time...
It's Erdwin's lantern!
Yeah, he can come out of Erdwin's lantern.
What?
The Phantom at this point is like, oh shit.
The balcony! Upstairs! Quickly!
I think Carnelian's one of the few people that knows the legend behind Erdwin's lantern. Of course, Prince Varys was kind of right when he said that, well, obviously without running up with Mordigan, that the person who destroyed Erdwin's lantern was actually Glopolis' saviour. Yes, they actually were. Ironically, it was Mordigan, but if Mordigan didn't do that, then that means he'd have to compete to control the world with the other villain. Should know his name, because Rab noticed it when he was reading the runes. They revealed it to all of us in Act 2 and played us for a fool, because we didn't realise that it was going to, you know, be a part of anything. Not necessarily, because we didn't know that time travel was going to be a thing, of course, for Act 3. So there we go.
This sky, I have never seen its like.
Look! Over there!
Erdwin's lantern! It's falling!
The Darkling can get away with it now. Of course, remembering that Mordigan destroyed Erdwin's lantern, he said this world is mine and mine alone.
Mordigan destroyed me.
Here we go.
But Mordigan is no more.
This is why it followed Phantom through.
None stand in my way.
So the villain...
Now is my time. Now I am whole again.
So, in order to become whole... There he is, ugly bastard. So he shot for the third time as well. He followed Phantom into the thingy, because he followed everywhere about he made, and there he is, so ugly. And there is Pelasmos, the true final boss, who's going to wrap himself in like this ebb of darkness above Gallopolis, so that you can still explore Gallopolis without, you know, facing him. That means we're going to have to get Cetacea again to go in the sky. And it's going to be, I think there's a funny scene where you like play Calamus' flute and they're like, wait, how does he know how to play it? But yeah.
Erdwin's lantern has fallen. I fear this bodes ill for us all.
So, Pelasmos played everybody a fool. Of course, like, the Darkling form of Pelasmos was sad, of course, when Mordigan sliced the lantern in half. He like drooped down, but he continued following Phantom to find the, because I'm assuming he was hoping he would defeat Mordigan so that he could go back in time to do this. So Pelasmos, you know, he was biding his time.
I dare make this request of no other, Luminary. I must ask that you investigate. The great star fell to Earth in the celestial sands. They can be seen from the Emerald Coast. That must be your first port of call.
Sire, I would ask your leave to join this expedition.
This is how he rejoins.
I cannot atone for all that I have done. But perhaps in joining you, I might repay my debt at least in part. Luminary,
He keeps the armor as well.
I will be your sword, your shield, your unswerving companion.
So he joins the party. Technically rejoined, but yeah. And of course we saw the timekeeper. I nearly actually said their real name then, which would have been a bugger, because I don't want to reveal that. Of course she nodded. And she showed a piece. So she's going to send all 8's powers back to, well, all but Phantom's powers back to them to give their levels back. Because the only one that doesn't work for that is Veronica, so she kind of just mirrors Serena. That's coming up soon, but not yet. Children's lantern is fallen from the sky. What can this signify? People are beginning to panic. Let's find out what is happening. It's a task I must entrust to you, Phantom. The lantern hangs above the celestial sands. The Emerald Coast should provide you with a safe vantage point from which to view it more closely. Well, keep your zoom location down there. Nice. I've lost some of the. Well, I've lost all of the Act 2 ones though, like the Battlegrounds, Haven's Above, but I'll be revisiting them anyway. I don't believe I can zoom out. I've got to continue for now. Anyway. I was hoping we'd be able to travel back to Cobblestone together after you spoke to the king, but no such luck. It seems Luminary's work is never done. If you get the time to pop into Cobblestone on your travels, well, you know, don't be a stranger. I mean, I will be going back. I mean, I'll be going to downtown Heliodor to get the 2 quests. I believe what I think is called Mystic Bev, I think her name is. She's like this fake fortune teller who tries to scam you, and I think you have to get something for her. And there's a kid who plays hide and seek. Find someone, I believe they're in Hotto. There's nothing else yet. I don't think the monsters haven't changed. Oh, they have. So here we are. Enemies have changed. We've now got Act 3 enemies and look, all these places. Heliodor Sewers is now on the map. Kingsbarrow, like none. Emerald Coast, none. Hotto Step, none. Crypt, go back there again, none. Who'd you go back there again? Go back to every single place in the game. Act 3 is the longest act. Well, I mean, maybe not in terms of parts. I mean, if it's the longest act, then it should be longer than 21 parts. Technically, I've already done 2 parts for it, but you know. Yeah, all these places, I mean, you know, some of these are just here to be here. We've got Slime Isle. We've got all those places. We've got some rarefied enemies. We've got all that stuff. You don't miss rarefied enemies. You get loads. Yeah, you've got all these places. But the other side you go back to for a little mini boss battle. The Hexwood you go back to for one of the Cobblestone rebuild things. So I mentioned there's going to be loads of quests that feed into rebuilding Cobblestone. Royal Library you go back to for a quest, and then Arborea you have to go back to, and you've got all this stuff again. And you've got all the railway stations. Let's get around, and we've got the Battleground, which has the Metal King slime in it now. And then the sea, which has 18. So now there are 662, but I checked to see any missable ones. There are no missable ones, but the last 2 entries, 661 and 662, are the 2 entries in the final fight, so they never get tallied on because your progress don't save after it. So of course now I need to go for the 267 that are around, and close to half of them will probably be elsewhere. I've really got 500 types of items there. Ooh. And then we've got quests and stuff now. None of them are marked yet. No, do I have? Oh, I don't. Veronica. And we've got Hendrik, but I'll sort them out in a minute. I mean, I think only Veronica's you have to do from scratch. I think they restore your board properly. But anyway, can I go straight to the Emerald Coast? I can't. I have to go to the front. I might as well still do this. I forgot that it actually takes quite a while to go through this. It's actually taken nearly an hour. But hey ho. I ended up doing everything later because actually had a busy day for once, instead of just, you know, sitting on the arse in here all day. But anyway. Yes, speaking of that, to do with Aractagon and the caverns under Octagonia, you go back to there as well. You do a boss fight there. But anyway, here we go. You don't even make it to Emerald Coast before shit hits the fan. So now instead of vicious enemies, you're going to get malicious enemies and eyes turn green. So if you're going to try and claim that I'm a liar for saying that Dragon Quest III is written all over the post game, well, this theme right here is the Dragon Quest III 1 map theme. I did not know, because I did not play Dragon Quest III until literally a week or two after I finished it, and I was like, what? This is the theme. So you've got malicious black dragons, all different sorts of enemies, but I'm not going to face any battles yet. I'll be back here later. I'm not going to fucking add that thing. There's loads of malicious variants of enemies, even there's still some new unique enemies as well. See if you like. Malicious platypunks. All sorts. And we've got Whack-a-lights, I think these are called. Have I still got zooms? I haven't yet. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, still can't do it. I have to go there manually. That tail is in the way. But we're not rushing, I'm going to come back to do these. Fill in these entries, but for now, you know, I just want to finish this section by going over there. Bum, 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 bum. So I mean, this is easily the last Dragon Quest in the timeline, and they're connecting it to the very first game in the timeline. So you know, they are stretching across the whole universe with this one game. You know, with Erdwin Serenica, and I forgot the other guy's name. Oh, you got Morkant as well, and then the other one. So anyway, here we go. Yeah, that weird, disgusting orb in the sky.
It's enormous.
You can say that again. What the heck is it?
It's giving off waves of... Oh, I don't know what, but... Whatever it is, it's certainly not pleasant.
Well, then it can't be Erdwin's lantern, can it? We need to do something about it, whatever it is. How do we even get up there?
He already has the Calamus flute on.
Well, well, dear luminary. It seems you were in quite the pickle.
So it's the seer again, but appearing in a different form this time.
How?
Mordigan, you're alive.
You're seeing me as Mordigan now, you say? How very intriguing. Well, no need to panic. I'm not Mordigan. It's me. The one you people call the Seer.
Wait, how can you be the Seer?
Oh, anyone can be the Seer, my young friend. Or should I say, Seer can be anyone. Depends on how you look at things, really. Anyway, we can't have you all on edge like this now, can we? One moment.
There. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I was having a lovely vision of you all, riding Cetacea to see the Watchers.
What the heck are you talking about?
I suppose only Phantom understands that. So yeah, you want to go back to the Watchers. I'm going to get the key from there. And I'm going to do everything up to the fight with Kalasmos first. So I'm going to go to the Watchers, you get these saplings I have to go find. You want to do that, I think everybody's abilities are fully restored. Everybody gets, like, strong abilities. And then it's just doing all the other stuff to, of course, level up, to do the post-game content, and then unlock character builder slots, especially for Sylvander and Hendrik. And well, you'll see how it will go over the next few weeks.
Let's just say that the hallowed tones of the Flute of Legend will carry you to every corner of the land. And leave it at that, shall we?
What if the what will what? Honey, you're not making any sense.
You don't have much time, you know. I wouldn't stand there gawping like that if I were you.
I don't know how legendary it is, but we do have a flute. Do you think this could be the one?
Yes.
Well, it's the only one we've got. Can't hurt to give it a go.
So I think it's quite a funny scene because he plays it how he does in Act 2. Like, how does he know? Because they're seeing this for the first time again, everybody but Phantom.
Is anybody else seeing kind of a huge, enormous whale flying through the air?
Didn't the seer mention us riding something called cetacea? Oh my. She couldn't have meant that, could she? What's that gormless grin for? Anyone would think you went flying around on whales for fun.
Well, Veronica, it's funny you should say that.
Well, I'm game if you are. All aboard! We've got a whale to catch, and some watchers to meet.
Calm down, Veronica, calm down. How can I, like, as soon as I get to Havens Above, I just want to end it. Otherwise we'll go too long at this point. Because I should be able to get the Havens Above section done. I think you get the Wheel of Time again. Go back to the Tower of Lost Time. I don't know if you find out the identity of the Timekeeper yet. But, you know. You've got all these places again. You've got that, which you can't go to yet. Because, of course, the Sword of Light isn't needed for an upgrade now. But, Cetacea is. Anyway, best you can do for now. That's a big attack power, considering the level of it. It'll be even stronger soon. Before I do that, I am going to turn to the Emerald Coast campsite. I'll go on Cetacea tomorrow. For now, I'll leave it. I'll go to Havens Above soon. So I mean, I've kept all the Zoom locations. I believe once I do this section, everybody regains their levels. So everybody goes out to like level 60 or whatever they're on, and as well as relearning all the abilities and all the character build stuff. I think Phantom remembers all of his previous Zoom locations from Act 2 that were lost as well, which means that when you go to the battleground, you don't have to go through the first half of the dungeon again. But I will be going through for the purpose of thingying anyway. There's a lot of enemies still around here, but not yet. So, thank you for watching this episode of my playthrough of Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age, and in the next episode I will be riding Cetacea to Havens Above, now fully restored. Of course, because Yggdrasil did not fall and kind of made half of it go into ruins. So with a fully restored Havens Above, I will be able to speak to all the Watchers, I think get a few quests, unless they don't become available straight away. And I believe I'll be sent off to the Tower of Lost Time, where I'm then told to go find these like seedlings that will tell me how to break that weird orby sphere that's surrounding Plasmos. And it's not to do with the sword this time, but to do with Cetacea. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.